Hi students, welcome to my 34th video of Engineering Thermodynamics, and I am going to discuss about HS diagram and its analysis of Rankine cycle. Okay, in the last video I imparted about how to draw PV and TS diagram for Rankine cycle in the vapor dome curve, and now in this video we will continue with HS diagram and its analysis. Analysis means the related equation, SFE equations for all the processes involved in Rankine cycle. So here you are now I am presenting HS diagram, okay, for Rankine cycle. Okay, HS diagram means you know very well, you would have practiced more in this. HS diagram is also known as Moliere chart. Okay, so here same as what we have discussed in PV and TS diagram, in HS diagram also same, that four processes have been shown. That is, Rankine cycle consists of four processes, 1, 2, 2. Okay, depending upon the condition of the turbine inlet, wet, dry saturated and superheated steam is undergoing the reversible adiabatic expansion, and it reaches the condition of inlet to the condenser. Okay, till the pressure reaches the lower pressure of P2, the expansion takes place and the energy of the steam is given out to shaft work. Okay, so here the steam's energy is transformed to shaft. Okay, now in the condenser, from the inlet to either 2 double dash or 2 or 2 dash, it consists of only wet steam. Both the steam and the water vapor present in the inlet of the condenser is giving out its latent heat of vaporization, rejecting its heat, and it is transformed into what level? Saturated liquid level. Till it becomes the saturated liquid, the cooling process at constant pressure took place, and from 3 to 4 again the pumping process takes place. That is, the saturated liquid at the inlet of the pump is reversible adiabatic compression is occurring, and then after it has reached the inlet pressure of the pressure which is set at the boiler, it has started to absorb the latent heat, so the sensible heat, and then accompanied by latent heat of vaporization and converted to either wet steam or dry steam or superheated steam, which was explained in all the three plots in a well understood manner. You just sit and try to practice in all the three coordinates, so that any problem if it comes means immediately you can able to solve within a fraction of second if you well known with PV, TS and HS diagrams. That much it is very important. Okay, so now I have included all the PV, TS and HS diagram in a single slide for your better understanding and deep analysis and remembrance. You please follow this slide, try to draw and practice again and again, which is nothing but here P, so horizontal line, constant pressure processes, here T, horizontal again because phase change occurs at constant pressure and constant temperature, and here H, so you cannot get the horizontal line. Instead, constant pressure lines has been shown as a sloping downward line. Are you getting? So this is the legacy. You can get that in PV and TS diagram. You can get the horizontal lines not in HS diagrams. And another one more remembrance purpose, PV diagram will be like a straight line, and it would be a straight deep down you can get it, but TS diagram will be exactly that is exactly same shapes, and that is reversed you can get it. But HS diagram, a small inclination with respect to left side would be coming, and you can also follow the Mollier chart for drawing the HS diagram. Okay, now we are entering into steady flow energy equations for Rankine cycle. The purpose of drawing the PV, TS, HS coordinates is to find out the state properties at the initial and final condition of each and every thermal devices. Okay, now that properties after taking out either from the steam tables or from the Mollier chart, it has to be evaluated by using the formulas, right? Oh, so now we are coming to very easiest part of writing the SFEE. Since if you know PV, TS and HS diagram, writing SFEE equation and reduced to the required condition is so easy. Now let us learn one by one. For 1 kg of fluid, that is you are taking unit mass, M becomes 1, and then now for boiler, okay, only you have to concentrate on heat supply is there, okay, that you cannot deny, and because of the heat supply the enthalpy is getting increased, enthalpy would be increasing. Okay, so now, okay, H4, let me show here, H4 here, okay, enthalpy at or enthalpy for liquid, either saturated liquid or this condition, this is saturated liquid now here, enthalpy at 4, enthalpy at 4 plus this heat supplied Q1 here, because of the heat supply Q1 you are getting the enthalpy of H1. Now the enthalpy is increased because of the continuous supply of heat at the rate of Q1, so that H4 would become H1. H meant for U plus PV, internal energy of the molecules have been increased along with the flow energy, right? Okay, wherever boiler or any thermal devices, it would be accompanied by flow energy wherever the flow takes place. Okay, so thus you can find out the equation for Q1 is equal to, which is nothing but H1 minus H4. Why here H1 minus H4? H1 would be having higher energy than H4. Okay, so the heat supplied would be difference of H1 and H4. Okay, so same you can write for turbine, which shows lesser energy at the outlet condition than the initial condition. Here energy is given to the shaft, right? So WT, that is turbine work, is the difference between H1 and H2. Why here H2? Why it can't be H2 minus H1? It is not possible, since higher energy of the steam only has converted into shaft work or work from the turbine. Okay, so turbine work is nothing but higher energy of H1 minus lower heat content of H2. Similarly, in the reverse opposite manner, you can write for condenser and pump. That is in the condenser, if you see, the energy would be higher at 0.2 than 3, so heat rejected is equal to H2 minus H3. And when you are writing for pump, again H4 would be higher than H3, thus the difference of pump work what we have supplied, WT is power received by us, work done by the system. WP is work done on the system, work done on the system. Pump is power absorbing system, pump is power absorbing system. So H4 minus H3. Please keep remember, only thing is you should know H1, H2, H3, H4. If you know all four state parameters, it is very easy to find out Q1, Q2, WT, WP, which forms the equation for cycle efficiency of Rankine cycle. So here next we will move to what is the purpose of finding this Q1, WT, Q2, WP and drawing this PVT sketches diagram is nothing but to find out the thermal efficiency of the Rankine cycle. That is how much efficiently the steam which is produced by supplying the heat by burning the coal converted to useful work as either in the form of electrical energy or in the some other form. Okay, so that has to be evaluated. Okay, then only we can able to know the exact working efficiency of overall thermal power plant. So for that efficiency equation, you know very well, it is nothing but net work done to heat supplied. So again, net work done could be written as difference between the work produced by the turbine and minus work absorbed by the pump. Why here minus sign, negative sign come into play is W pump is work absorption, work done to the system. So here negative sign will come into play and you have to substitute the equation which you have found out or derived by using the SFEE equation, so that you can able to get the equation for thermal efficiency. And sometimes the pump handles liquid water which is incompressible. So I told you, no, pump if it handles the gaseous fuel means then all the power which is produced by the turbine itself is not sufficient to run the pump. Okay, so that's what we are converting into liquid and then we are compressing to the boiler. Okay, so even liquid phase is incompressible, so its density and specific volume undergoes little change with an increase in pressure. So since the water is incompressible, here in this position, when you are increasing the pressure, it's specific volume and density would be changing. Okay, and another one more very good option for finding the pump work is you know this equation, del Q is equal to dE plus del W. How it has got this form is nothing but Q is equal to TdS and energy meant for only enthalpy, since it consists of both U and PV, flow work. Del W meant for study flow processes or open system. The del W would be minus VdP. So here if you when the pump is working on isentropic process, ds would become 0. So here dH is equal to minus VdP. So how you can find out the change in enthalpy? Enthalpy is del H is equal to VdP. So del H meant for pump. For pump, del H is equal to, here it is pump work, H4 minus H3. Okay, so H4 minus H3 is equal to V into pressure difference. Specific volume at specific volume at fluid VF3 could be easily taken from the steam tables. VF3 into pressure P1 also you know, P2 also you know. So P1 minus P2. Are you getting? So here if you want to find out, it is very difficult to find out the change in enthalpy in this pump work, since it is compressible and as well as isentropic process. Very easiest method to find out the pump work is to get we have to find out the change in enthalpy is equal to specific volume at fluid for the inlet condition into change in pressure. Okay, change in pressure already you know, P1 minus P2. This is a very easiest method you can try in the problem. Okay, so let me continue in the next video. Thanks for patient listening. I am Dr. Suja.